I was like, wait, rewind that. You seen who and who? She was like,
I seen Stank Bruh walk around school with Rochelle.
and I'm like, nah, you ain't see Stank Breath walking around with who?
Magic. That black yo magic. That black yo magic. That black yo magic.
Y'all, so I'm in bed editing this video and I'm looking at myself, and y'all, my eyelashes was throwing up gang size. They was talking crap. They was doing a lot in this video. So please ignore my eyelashes, y'all. My eyelashes look mad crazy in this video and they doing a lot of talking. Like, my eyelashes telling a story of its own. Like, y'all, don't talk about my eyelashes. Don't do it. Like, don't do it. Talk about your mother. Don't talk about my eyelashes. Let's go ahead and get into this video. I just had to give y'all a little disclaimer because my eyelashes is really throwing up. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. As you can see by the title of the video, your girl is back again with another story time. Y'all already seen the title, so you already know what this video is about. Today I'm gonna be letting y'all know about the time I found out I was a side chick. Yeah, y'all, she really told me that I was a side chick, and I was. So if you're new to my channel, hey girl, hey, welcome to the gang. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and let's go ahead and jump right into this video. So y'all, this happened about 4 to 5 years ago. I think I was like a 10th. I was like a junior or a senior. No, I'm lying. I was a sophomore. What the fuck? Bitch, what grade were you in? Okay, y'all. Yeah, this happened my 11th grade. No, my 10th grade year. So I met this little fine little thing. My 10th grade. No, that sound bad. It's a guy, y'all. It's a guy. If it was a girl, ain't nothing wrong with that if you date girls, but I'm just letting y'all know it's a guy. So I met this fine little tenderoni or whatever, and I met him because we went to the same school. We had a couple classes together, y'all. Like, he wasn't your average fine. Like, he was just real fine. Like, he was not fine, he was fine. Like, he was fine, like real fine. He was dark skin, white teeth, over 6 foot, real smart, hella popular. Like, he was in mad sports. He was on the dean's list. Like, he was really smart. He had a nice family. Like, he was just a vibe. And we had a class together, and me and him would always be in class, flirting, chatting it up. Like, we would just be vibing. And I was in 10th grade, so I didn't really know what we was doing at that time. This is before, I think situationships was a thing then, but we didn't really call it a situationship. We wasn't like committed, but he knew that I was him, and I knew that he was, no, he knew that he was mine, and I knew that he was his. No, he knew that I was his, and I knew that he was mine. Yeah, that's what type of relation we said. Yeah. Y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Basically, I was his and he was mine. Like, we knew what it was up, but it didn't have to be said. Like, what's known, it don't have to be said. So he knew that, and I knew that, and that was that. Everything was going good. Like, no side hoes, no side niggas. Like, we was smooth. Like, our shit was going smooth. Like, there was no bumps in the road. Like, everything was straight. Like, we was good. We was Gucci. But I think a month or two into us talking, I ended up switching schools. If you from Ocala, you know Lake Ware and Westport. So I was going to Lake Ware for my first 2 years, and then I finished my last 2 years of high school going to Westport. And it's a little stretch, but it was okay, y'all, because I remember, I think a month before I moved, he had ended up getting a car, and it was lit. Like, when I was in high school, people didn't start really getting cars until like our junior or senior year. Getting a car sophomore year was rare, so even more girls was on him, because you know when a nigga get a car, like, you know, pull up, like, nobody don't got a car. So people was on him even heavier because he had got a car. And y'all, he had me feeling like I was Michelle Obama. Like, he had, I don't even remember what type of car he had, but I remember he had a really nice car. It had like the rooftop, like the rooftop would drop. He would come pick me up on the weekends. I was feeling like Michelle Obama, and he was like, y'all, why am I losing my train of thought? I just almost forgot. I just remembered to give him a name. We're gonna go ahead and name him SB. And if y'all want to know what SB stand for, it stands for Stank Bruh. And I know y'all gonna be like, well, girl, you just said you was in love. Why you giving him a nickname of Stank Bruh? And it's because, you know how, like, when you really like a nigga, like, you overlook everything. Like, a nigga can be the dustiest nigga ever, but when you in love and you really like a nigga, like, you just overlook everything. Y'all, no lie, this nigga Bruh was always Stank. But I liked him so much, and he he was good in a lot of other departments, so I kind of overlook it. Like, I used to make excuses for him, y'all. Like, he would come pull up on me, and his breath would be like oldie stink, and I'd be like, maybe he just ate, maybe he had tuna, maybe he just woke up. Like, I used to just be making hella excuses for him because his breath used to be so stink. But I used to just be making excuses for him because that was my nigga, and that was that. So yeah, we gonna call him Stink Breath. So Stink Breath used to pull up on me even when I went to my new school. Like, everything was good, everything was smooth. We was talking, we was texting, everything was great. This is around the time when, I don't know if y'all remember, but Snapchat, before they updated and made it all crazy and complicated, Snapchat used to have this thing where you could see your best friends. It'll be like best friend 1, best friend 2, best friend, no, it was called top friends. Yeah, it was called top friends. So it was this girl named we're gonna call her Gina. That name, no, that name's too cute for her. We gonna call her Rochelle. Yeah, we gonna call her Rochelle. So Rochelle was always on his top friend list. I think it was called top 3 friends on Snapchat. If you know what I'm talking about, comment down below and let me know what you know what I'm talking about, because I don't want y'all to think I'm crazy. But basically, Snapchat used to have this thing where whoever you talk to the most, they would put them on your top 3 friend list, and your followers can see that. And this is when, what year was this? This was like 2012, 2013. This is when Snapchat was like heavy. Like, not everybody on Instagram, but before, Snapchat used to be the app. Like, everybody was on Snapchat. So I used to be stalking his best friends because I told y'all that was my boo. Like, that was my nigga. It wasn't official, but in my head, that was bae. Like, he was Obama and I was Michelle. So I used to always be stalking his top friends. So it was always this girl named Rochelle on there, and the other 2 people would be on there would be like his friends. Like, he had a friend named Josh, and he had a friend named, I think, Jarek or something like that. So I didn't care about them because I knew those were guy names, and I knew those were his friends. But it was always this one name on there named Rochelle, and I'm just like, Rochelle. Like who is this girl? But remember, y'all, I was going to the new school, so I didn't really know who she was because her name is kind of common. I didn't know who the girl was. So I remember one day he pulled up on me, and I always seen Rochelle in his top friends list. So, you know, I asked them, like, I ain't want to like press the situation, but I kind of was like,
Who is Rochelle?
and he was like, Rochelle, and I was like,
Yeah, is she in your top 3? Like, she in your top 3, so that means you must talk to her a lot.
and he was like, oh nah, I don't really talk to her like that. That's a crazy ex of mine. She always be messaging me on there, so that's why she always on my top 3.
Stop fucking lying.
And y'all, I just was like, all right, I'm gonna just go ahead and roll it with it. Like, I ain't want to like push the situation because I'm like, okay, he said that she always be messaging him, but really, now that I'm thinking about it, I was dumb because if somebody keep messaging you, they're not gonna be on your top friends, so you must be messaging her back. But I told y'all, I was in love. Like, I used to always make excuses. I'm like, oh no, like, basically whatever the nigga say goes. Like, I was just rolling with it until it was time for me to roll out. Like, I was just like, all right. He said it's just a crazy ex and she just be messaging him all the time. So I ain't even think nothing of it, y'all. So that was that. I never brought the situation up again. Literally 2 days or 3 days later, I get a request on Snapchat. And Snapchat, you know, now if somebody adds you on Snapchat, it'll say blah, 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 added you via phone number or via Snapchat code or via... it basically just lets you know how somebody added you. But at the time, it didn't. I don't think Snapchat let you know how the person added you. It just said add friend, and then it said Rochelle. And I was kind of thinking, like, this can't be the same Rochelle that's on my man's top 3. Like, this ain't her. Like, is this her? Like, I thought about it, but I was like, nah, like, that would be a coincidence. Like, that's crazy. This is... Excuse me, y'all. This definitely cannot be the Rochelle that's on my man top 3. So I went ahead and added her back. I didn't think anything of it. Y'all, as soon as I added her back, every story I posted, she was on it. Like, I would literally post a story and it'll be like 0 seconds ago and Rochelle was in my views heavy. I don't know about y'all, but I still do this to this day. I always check my views. Like, I don't really get that much views on social media, so I always scroll through and I make sure, like, I check my views. Like, if you check your views, comment down below, because I don't know, I think that's... is that weird? I don't know if that's weird, but y'all, I'll be checking my views. Like, if you view my Instagram story, I'm gonna check and see who viewed it. If you view my Facebook story, Twitter story, any story there is to be seen, I'm gonna look at my views. So that's how I was on Snapchat. So I was scrolling, and it was like, Rochelle. seen Rochelle, seen like anytime I would post, y'all, I can post a story literally at 4 o'clock in the morning, and the first person to see the story was Rochelle. But I told my homegirl about it. I was like, she always viewing my story. Like, I don't know, it just didn't sit right with me. But at the same time, nothing ever happened. So she would always be my story. And this was about 3 months later. It was like 3 months later, and y'all, I was in high school, so I was real childish. Me and Stank Bruh, we going strong, like we talking, like we still doing good or whatever. One day he took me to the movies. We went like on a group movie, like I guess it was like a triple date, because it was like hella girls, hella guys, and we all went to the movies together. And when my boo thing, aka Stank Bruh, when he went to the bathroom, I ran outside and I pulled a little prank on him. If I can find a video, I will put it in this video. But again, y'all, this is like 5 years ago. I'm gonna check my iCloud to see if I can find it. But basically, I did a little crazy little prank on him, and I had those, y'all know, what do they call, I'm gonna put a picture of it. It's like those little sticky notes that you use for like to write like small notes on it, or like to like highlight stuff in a book. Basically, I put like over 100 sticky notes on his car on all different colors, and I like put like weird stuff on it. I put like your breath saying, like, I just basically put weird, like quirky little weird stuff on it, mean stuff on there. And I covered his whole front of his car, the back windshield, the doors. I covered his whole car with it. And then I end up recording it that same night, and I put it on Snapchat. So I recorded it or whatever, and when he came out and I got his reaction. And y'all, I kid you not, not Stank Bruh, I kid you not, Rochelle was the first person to watch the story. And I'm just like, dang, like it's 3 months later and this girl is still strong. Like, she's still watching all my stories. So I don't know why, because I never watched her stories, and honestly, I barely seen that she even had stories. Like, her stories like weren't popping up on my Snapchat feed. But I don't know why that same night I end up clicking on one of her stories, and y'all not gonna believe what her story said. Her story was basically, her story was like subliminals about me. She had a story and was like,
Oh, so bitches covering cars now. That's cute. Oh, so bitches going on dates now. That's nice. Oh, I can't wait till I see that fucking car.
like basically she was just throwing out all these little crazy subliminals, and I'm like, wait, it's either this bitch throwing subliminals at me, or it's a coincidence that what I did tonight, after she watched my story, she posted a story saying about a nigga covering cars. Like, I'm like, this can't be. So I showed my friends and I was like, tell me this not about me. Like, y'all, please tell me this not about me. And you know, when your friends hype you, they was like, nah, so it's like, Asia, you tripping. That's definitely not about you. It's a coincidence. That's a reach. She ain't even say anything about him. She ain't even say his name. Like, you reaching. So I'm like, all right. Maybe I'm reaching. All right. It is what it is. So a week or two after that, was it a week or two? Yeah, a week or two after that, I think I still got these messages. I'm gonna put it there. My best friend texts me and she's like, bitch. And I'm like, what? Like, you know, when your friend, definitely your best friend, because my best friend, I forgot to tell you, but my best friend still went to the old school. My best friend still went to Lake Ware, even though I went to Westport. So she would keep me updated on the tea and everything that was going on in the school. So my best friend texted me and she was like, bitch. And I was like, what? And she was like, I seen Stank Bruh and Rochelle walking around school together. And y'all, I lost it. I was like, wait, rewind that. You seen who and who? She was like,
I seen Stank Bruh walking around school with Rochelle.
and I'm like, nah, you ain't see Stank Bruh walking around with who? With Rochelle. I was like, all right. Bet. So when she texted me that, it probably was like 9 or 10 o'clock at night when she texted me that, because she used to do drill team. So when she got out of practice, she let your girl know. So I immediately called him and I was like, hey, a word around town told me that they seen you and blaza. Well, I'm lying, y'all. She didn't say that it was Rochelle, but later on I found out it was Rochelle. She basically was like, I seen Stank Bruh and some girl walking around school together, but later on I ended up finding out that it was Rochelle. So I called him and I was like, a word around town told me you was walking around school with blaza. He was like,
oh no, I wasn't walking around school with her. I told you My ex, she be stalking me. She's crazy. She's delusional. Like, she kept trying to walk me to all my classes and carry my books. Like, she just do too much. And I was trying to get away from her. And she was just.
And I'm thinking, like, in my mind, I'm like, nigga, like, what? So it's either you walking with her or you not. Like, which one is it? So he like, no, she a stalker. She be following me to all my classes. She weird. She bugging. Da, da, da. Like, he just talking mad ish about her. So I'm like, all right. He said she crazy and she be following him and walking all his class. I didn't believe him, but he had one of his homeboys, and it's like, ladies. Never believe a nigga homeboy. Like, if anybody at all gonna lie for him, it's gonna be his homeboy. Like, never believe a nigga homeboy. But I told y'all I was all dumb and in love and smiling and, you know, have butterflies. So he was like, hey, Asia, you don't have anything to worry about. That's his ex. She's crazy. And he was telling me all this other crazy stuff he did. He told me a story about when it was Halloween. She came after they broke up. She came and was doing, like, basically doing trick-or-treating at his house, knocking on his door after they, like, broke up. Like, he was basically saying that she was crazy and that she would always pop up at his house unannounced when he's with friends, that she was stalking. Like, basically his friends were telling me that he was, like, the bitch was crazy, basically. Like, their story and his story was lining up. So I was just dumb and in love. So I was like, all right, like, all right, whatever. Like, I just left it alone. So after that happened, I think it was like a week or two later, or maybe it was a few days later. I don't know, y'all, but I remember a game was coming up. And as y'all told y'all, he was real popular. And he played football, basketball. I think he did weightlifting. And he did track. Like, he was real busy. So I would still be going to his games, even though I didn't go to Lake Ware anymore. So one of his games was coming up, and I think it was a football game. Yeah, it was a football game. So, you know, I was coming to the game to support my boom. But this game, I don't think he even played this game. I think he was, yeah, I don't even know if he played this game. Did he play this game? No, y'all, he didn't even play this game. I don't know, y'all, but for this game, he didn't play this game, but I was coming to one of the games, and he's a football player, but he didn't play this game. He was actually out that day, so I was real happy. I got all cute and fine, got ready to go to the game. I was gonna meet up with my old friends. Like, it was just gonna be a good weekend. So it's a Friday night. I go to Lake Ware. I had my peoples drop me off to Lake Ware. I get there, and y'all, as soon as I get there, I just felt like, you know how you can feel somebody watching you? Like, I just felt somebody breathing on me, like watching me, but I didn't know who it was, because at the time I didn't know how his ex looked, but I just felt like I felt somebody just like breathing on me. Like, y'all, I don't know, but I just felt somebody breathing and watching me. So I turn around and I look, and it's this girl looking dead at me, and I look and I like kind of give her like a do you know me type of look, because she was looking at me like she was my cousin or something. So I'm like I got a big family, so I'm like, do you know me? Y'all, I guess she thought that was the invitation for her to come over to me and step to me. Sis came over and she confronted me, and she was like,
do you know, blah, she was like, do you know Stank Bruv? Me and Stank Bruv are trying to work it out. We've been together for going on 2 years, and I seen this and that.
And then I told y'all, he had a nice car. The girl was like, I don't remember everything she said, but I definitely remember this. She was like, oh yeah, and you know that it wasn't a Charger, y'all. I don't remember what car he had, but she was basically like, oh
yeah, and you know that Charger you riding in, that Charger he got? Yeah, oh yeah, we fucked in that.
And I'm like, what? Y'all, like, my heart, like, as she was saying all of this, my heart was like, boom, 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 boom. Like, my heart was just like my heart was about to fall out of my chest, because I'm just like, bitch, what? It's like, my stink bruv? Like, it wasn't my stink bruv. Like, it couldn't be him. It wasn't him. She was like, oh yeah, me and Stank Bro, we trying to work it out. She was showing y'all, she was giving me all the tea. The girl was showing me text message. She was showing me DM. She was showing me pictures. She was showing me in the car.
Oh no, we trying to work it out. He told me we was gonna be back together.
Blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, no, sis. He told me you was a crazy ex and he didn't plan on even getting back with you. And you a stalker and you be popping to his house and he ready for you to move on. Like, he don't want to be with you no more. Like, I wasn't seeing it like, oh, he don't want to be with you no more. But I was just like, he told me that you was crazy and he didn't want to be with you. But y'all, I couldn't really say much because the girl was coming with the proof. Like, she was coming with receipts, and I didn't really know what to say. So the whole time, the girl knew about me, but I didn't even know about her. But at the end of the day, I was kind of thinking, I was like, she could be a little delusional because this whole time you've been watching my stories. Like, you haven't missed a beat, sis, and you didn't say anything. Like, why say something now? Like, sis knew how I look, and I didn't even know sis. So I'm thinking, like, she might be a little delusional. So, y'all, we end up teaming up. And this is before, like I told y'all, when she confronted me, it was right when I got to the game. I didn't even get to walk around. I didn't even really get to link with my friends yet. I didn't even tell my friends that I was there yet. So what we seen him on the bleachers with all of his friends. So what we did is we went up to the bleachers. We sat directly in front of him. I didn't say anything to him. She didn't say anything to him. We basically sat directly in front of him. Like, it was his two friends in the back, and then me and Rochelle was sitting side by side, and we basically just started talking and like laughing and just like pretending like we knew each other, and just like, you know, like we basically playing him. Like, we were talking like, oh yeah, girl, I ain't really think he was gonna do me like that. And she talking like, oh yeah, it's funny that, like, we basically just being real petty. And y'all, in that moment, I knew that I was a side chick because he didn't say anything at all. I'm thinking like, oh, he gonna say hey to me, or y'all, he didn't say a word to me. The nigga got up and he left. And at that moment, I just knew I was a side chick. Y'all, I was devastated. Like, now when I think of this nigga, he give me termites. Like, before he was giving me butterflies and I was in love and he was everything. Y'all, after that day, I blocked him. He was like DMing me on Snapchat, trying to get in contact with me, saying, oh no, I don't want to work it out with her, she's crazy. But y'all, it was really nothing left to be said because the girl showed me the receipts. Like, I seen what I need to see, I heard what I need to hear. It was too much. I was sitting there acting like everything was cool and dandy, but I think that same night I went home and cried because I was just like, damn, like, I was really the side chick. Like, the whole time he telling me that she the side chick, she crazy, but I was really the side chick. That's why I don't believe anything a nigga say. Like, ladies, if a nigga tell you that he had the ex crazy, the ex this, the ex that, I'm not telling you to reach out to the ex, but just let it go into one ear and out the other, because all niggas do, I'm sorry y'all, if you a nigga and you watching this, I'm sorry, not all niggas, but a lot of niggas, a lot of niggas, all they do is lie. Not you, if you my subscriber, not you, but a lot of niggas. So I'm just like, I didn't even know who the girl was, but ladies, if you know who the girl is and he telling you, oh, don't worry about her, she a side chick, she crazy, she this, she is stop, negative. I'm sorry. Why am I giving y'all advice on niggas? Just don't talk to niggas that lie, basically. Don't talk to niggas that lie. Later on, after me and him stopped talking, and after she told me that, I ended up finding about a lot of other girls and a lot of other things. So I technically was like the side chick of side chicks. Like, I don't know, y'all, I was like a triple side chick. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the end of this story time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and peace.